Hi, I'm Patricia Allingham Carlson, and this is Tulips 2, an end-to-end 4-part series of how I painted my painting Tulips. This is part 4. In part 4, I pull out my color wheel. I use it to evaluate what kind of colors are needed to add to the leaves. And you'll see me adding some rather unusual choices, but the color wheel is something that I use a lot, and I think it's a very valuable tool. I'll be doing more work on the tulips, bringing out more colors. I'll be using some of the textures in the leaves caused by the plastic wrap to do some outlining and just purely decorative work, which can come across as almost batik-like. One of the reasons I really like using plastic wrap is to create this very textural effect. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you'll give it a like. You can also subscribe to see more. Now let's paint. Things are shaping up, and I'm getting to the point where I can think about finishing this painting. I'm working some more on the leaves. I'm going to reinforce the dark spots with some good, strong indigo and some hooker green mixed into that. I paint in the dark and then often will wash out the edge with water so it is a softer edge. My trusty color wheel. I bring this out to see where a color might look good to my eye when I hold it up. And I do use this little contraption a good bit, because I find when I hold up the color that seems to work right, it just naturally looks correct. Cobalt blue was the next one that looked right, so I'm adding some more of that into the tulip leaves, as well as into the top tulip. So the blurry tulip at the top right is fading into the background. Colors are much softer, but I think I like it that way. And there was a little imprint made from the plastic wrap that I decided to put some blue into a leaf form. And adding a bit more in some other places. So some ultramarine mixed in with some purple. And some quin magenta, which is a color I think is just beautiful. It starts with Quin, and I can't quite pronounce that long name afterwards. But it is quin magenta. So again, taking some of the tulip color down into the leaves, to my eyes, brings the composition together. Strong dark hooker's green against some lighter areas accents them very nicely. And here I'm accenting with indigo. Starting a painting with wet watercolor and acrylic inks, and then putting plastic wrap on top is really one of my favorite ways to start a new painting. As you learn how to manipulate the plastic wrap a bit, you can actually approximate a little bit more of what you're trying to do. It takes some practice, but in this case I was able to keep the flowers separate for the most part from the leaves, and to structure the leaves into a fairly vertical manner. And I just think that the patterns that are formed by random plastic wrap placement are so intriguing and add a lot of texture to a watercolor painting. If you don't have acrylic inks, watercolor also works quite well just by itself, but I would suggest that you apply it in a rather concentrated or intense form, because the water will wash out a lot of the color, particularly as it dries. And the plastic wrap itself actually takes some color up as you pull it off. But the surprise of seeing what the plastic wrap forms is just fun. And art shouldn't just be work, it should be fun too. I'm actually tracing some of the lines that the plastic wrap left on the leaves. And if I like the way it looks, I will leave it. And if it looks too hard edge, I will soften it. To me, this kind of texture almost appears to be batik-like. And I've always thought batiks were just a beautiful, beautiful manner of creating art, although I never did have the patience or the learning to try that particular art form. My evaluation method. Ooh, I like that bottom. I can see what areas are working and what areas need something, perhaps more accent or perhaps more detail or development, by covering up the different aspects and different quadrants of the painting. So I'm detailing the lower and the right side of the leaves so that they will have some equal depths and darknesses to the left side. I'm playing with some of the splatters and smudges left by the plastic wrap. Making the stamens a darker color by adding some deep purples on the inside of the tulip. A little accent around that orangish yellow tulip makes that part of it pop. So I decide to do it at the top as well. And the mess up is why you have your paper towel or a rag in your hand at all times, or close at hand. Most mess ups can be taken off pretty quickly if you come in with some water and give it a blot. So if I put something down that looks absolutely wrong, I take it right off. Here I've decided to blur some of the leaves on the outer edge and let them soften and run out into the page. There's a lot of white around this floral arrangement, and adding a little bit of softness and blurring some of the forms seems to enhance the painting to me. So the painting becomes a mixture of soft edges and hard edges, and some medium edges, I suppose. The straight stems add a lot of structure going through all the curvy leaf forms. And a little more accent on the right side of the painting. As well as some softening. Yes, that was an orange, and I was seeing if it was orange enough. Comparing it to my tulip color. So, some more accents and depths in the tulip. To bring out those light colors a little more. And then softening the edge with water. The cobalt blue kept fading out on me, so I kept bringing it back with another little glaze. Getting so close to being done, and I think that I'm just about there. This painting has been, overall, a very happy one to make. Done, getting signed, and this is Tulips too. I hope you've enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed making it. Thank you for watching Tulips too. I hope you will try plastic wrap for yourself, and I hope you have as much fun as I do with it. I always appreciate your likes, and I hope you'll subscribe. You know, if you click on the bell and select all, you'll get a ring each time I post a new video. Your comments are welcome too. They help me to improve my work. There are many links below to some of the products I use personally for you to check out. And I'll see you next video.